Hey everybody, we're back. We've got SEA action continuing. Mineski taking on Space Creators. My Merlinis have left me. Oh, I got a Merlini back. Hello, Mr. Malaysian Merlini. How's it going? You're hungry. You needed a food break. And a nap break.
Lol.
Oh, you sound so sad.
I'm gonna get a biscuit.
I have... Do you like chocolate? This is a Dove chocolate.
What's this?
I saw on Reddit, Navi had a fortune cookie, and then I found this Dove chocolate, which these also have fortunes in them, so I'm going to find out what my fortune is. And also eat some chocolate. These are delicious chocolates.
Has the game started for Mineski?
Draft has started. Let me get that up in a second, but my fortune... What do you make of this?
Take a run on the wild side.
What does that mean?
Take a risk.
Gotta go have some faith.
Yeah. It's been a while since you last had faith.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk Dota Winter. We're in Group B now. Both Group B matches are the ones happening now. It's Space Creators versus Mineski and RRQ versus Signature Trust. We're going to be mostly focusing on the Mineski versus Space Creators game. And Mineski, one of the kind of favorites for Group B, next to MVP Phoenix. Group B is RRQ, Trust, Space Creators, Mineski, and MVP Phoenix. And I think this is probably maybe the easier to predict of the two groups. I don't really see RRQ, Trust, or Space Creators
Maybe
being good competitors.
Maybe they'll win a game somewhere. But I definitely agree. I think Mineski and MVP Phoenix should be the favorites in this group.
Yeah.
Just based on the past series they had.
Yep. So we'll see how things unravel here. SCT came out of the open qualifier. It's a mixed Aussie Malaysian team. We've got our producer. Are you watching EPL? Was that EPL? It sounded like EPL. Something like that. What was it? Like when you say something like that, you sound very mysterious. Like, is porn similar to that? Are you watching porn or something? Like, Roland, what are you doing? Footy highlights, okay. Australian footy highlights? What footy? EPL highlights. Okay, so you were watching EPL, just not live EPL. Alright. Yeah. What's happening in the Rugby World Cup, Roland?
Lying.
He has this guilty grin on his face, where he's watching. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Roland's our resident sports fan. Rugby World Cup, what's happening? Tomorrow, Australia Wales. The match doesn't matter both teams already advanced. It just matters for seeding, I guess. Yeah. I can't remember which team they play from other groups, but should be good. Do you watch rugby all winter? It's the World Cup though. Do you watch the Soccer World Cup or Football World Cup?
Yeah. I watched that.
And you don't watch soccer ever outside of that, maybe? So it's like the exact same thing. Rugby, you never watch it. This is the one time every 4 years you've got to watch rugby. But not many people do.
What's wrong with this?
It should be fine. Is it not working? All right, so draft has happened. Ben's has got a big head. I hate using a mic after Ben's been using it because it's stretched out. I mean, you can just swap. Do you want to swap back? Yeah. Yeah, you can use the same mic and use a different chair. You have your own PC now. Big responsibility. All right, draft underway. We haven't seen, like, we talked about Doom a bit. Haven't actually seen them all that much. But this time around, Space Creators will go for it. You're in the other game.
Oh,
We're
wait.
looking at this game.
Oh yeah, this game. Okay.
Mineski versus Australia.
I'll just use your screen for now.
Okay. Yeah.
So
When you want to follow stuff, you can.
So we have Dazzle plus Doom opening. Mineski has been prioritizing the Wyvern most of the time, I notice.
And first you pick SF, always solid.
And they follow it up with Slada sometimes. Slada with SF, a lot of minus armor.
Yeah.
For the off lane, they've been using quite a number of different heroes. Sometimes there's Queen of Pain off lane. Sometimes there's the standard Undying off lane. Then I've seen them place Drow off lane once.
Drow off like
It
do
wasn't
with support.
no,
I
it
guess
wasn't alone. It was pressure.
it was like what we saw last
Yeah.
game with it's like a tri-lane or something. The brood band comes out, which is always a good safety net to kind of secure your lanes a bit, especially if you've already got your off laner, which may be the Doom.
10 seconds remaining.
But for now, we'll
Dire team
kind of
back.
get more knowledge about what the teams want to do with their third and fourth picks. You think Mineski kind of heavy favorites here? Like this should be a 2-0, or is Space Creators a team that is... When you talk about the other three teams as maybe they win a game, which ones do you think are more likely to, and
10 seconds
which teams do you
remaining.
see having the biggest upset potential?
I think all of them have very good chance
Okay.
of stealing a game here and there.
Especially more so against Mineski than MVP, or similar?
Probably you have higher chance against
Reserve time.
MVP, I think.
Okay.
Mineski
that's-
seems a bit like more stable
Yeah.
compared to MVP.
They've got Cure. You never know what you're going to get with
Yeah.
Cure.
True. That is a very good point indeed.
No, and not even blaming. He wins games. He actually, you could give him a lot of the credit for getting MVP in the top 8 at TI, but he's also been known to overextend and lose games from time to time. You get the good with the bad. So, SCT, who's their 5th player? N, is that?
Numod. I don't know who's this guy.
Oh, he's a Australian
Numod.
guy as well. I knew who that is. I mean, I recognize his name from like Australian pubs, I think.
Pick.
So
So
they
it's four Aussies and 1 Malaysian.
3 Aussies, 1 Singaporean.
Oh, Musica.
3 Aussies and 2 Singaporeans.
Musica's half-half.
Yeah.
He's got Aussie citizenship now. We claim him as ours, Winter. SEA can't have
Sure,
him.
He's not even Malaysian.
Yeah, I
anyway.
know. Isn't 2D Malaysian?
No, today is Singapore.
Oh, he's Singapore. I'm thinking of someone else. I'm thinking of the other guy that was on CSW, the support player. 343,
10
whatever.
seconds
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Malaysian.
He's actually Singaporean though.
343?
Yeah, because he
He lives in Malaysia, though.
he dodged and then so he can't go back to Singapore.
That's one way to do it.
That's why he isn't playing the Nanyang qualifiers with the team because he's banned from entering Singapore.
Oh, wow. So he can't play any events in Singapore ever
Yeah,
again.
no, he can't.
That's
So,
brutal. That's
yeah.
one way to follow your dreams of playing competitive Dota, I guess.
So right now, Mineski just goes back to what they picked the last, like, all the series they pick Night Stalker and Wyvern, most of the games. Night Stalker, Wyvern, SF, Darkseer, but they don't have Darkseer this time. It's just gonna be Wyvern, Stalker. I haven't seen them use the Tusk though. Maybe one game. Maybe one of the games I saw Ryan. Yeah, maybe one of the games. Tusk would be good with these 2 heroes, the Night Stalker and the Wyvern. Just very solid. Very, very solid heroes overall.
And then something like a Slaughter, do you think, for the safe lane that you talked
Yeah.
about earlier?
It would be a very solid draft.
Radiant team
Physical, like minus armor, very physical damage focus. It's
I mean-
either that or they go for like Clock seems good against the Shaker and the Dazzle. It's either that. It's either they go for Tusk or they go for the Clock. But we haven't seen too many Clock games apart from the Fnatic game, because there's been so many heroes that's taking over the offlane right now. Clock has been getting picked relatively a lot less.
10 seconds
So Mineski now 4th pick coming up for Space Creators. Oh,
5
well,
seconds
then Space
remaining.
Creators their 4th pick. We'll see what the team. Space Creators really have revealed nothing with their opening picks, and it will be Slaughter. So Mineski pretty much put their cards out there. You don't know that last pick. Night Stalker, I guess, could be offlane, could be support, but
I guess maybe they are also open to go Slaughter offlane with Night Stalker since they picked the Slaughter so early. But most of the game, I think all of the games they ran safe lane Slaughter.
Yeah.
All of the games.
I-
They didn't run offlane Slaughter, even though I think I talked about this with you before. Like offlane Slaughter, I feel is viable.
Radiant team back.
Even before the
Oh,
buffs,
yeah.
I felt it was viable.
no, he's
Just look at how they were playing it. Blink 4 stuff, Tranquil Boots. It's literally offlane style of play.
it's definitely good. So Space Creators get Wind Ranger, likely to be their mid laner,
Yeah.
and
the Storm Band is something Space Creators like to go
Yep.
for. Justin likes to play Storm a lot.
he's playing more than mid, I guess, lately with
They swap around with Velo.
him and Velo. Yeah. Okay. So depending on what they pick for given
Green
draft.
Runner seems like more of the
10
mid hero
seconds
this game.
remaining.
Yes.
But it's kind of surprising they went for the
5
Wind Runner
seconds
still.
remaining.
You think so?
Against the Wyvern.
yeah,
Wyvern is
it's-
a very solid counter.
But to me, it's good. As Windrun is good defensively against like the
Physical.
Slaughter, the physical damage from Slaughter, Shadow Fiend. Even
Yeah.
Night Stalker. Once you see him, you can often pop it before the silence comes out to escape. I feel it's good defensively, maybe bad offensively against the Cold Embrace, but
You can't get everything.
No.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
solid laning stage.
And they choose to take out the Tusk as well, so good
Yep.
ban there. Tusk would have been really good with their lineup.
No one
So-
dying.
I guess Clockwork could still be an option here for them.
Yeah.
Either that or they go for
Yeah.
So
Night Stalker offlane.
Night Stalker's the offlane.
Dire
And-
team pick.
Not gonna. Do you even do a dual lane with the Night Stalker? Like send the Wyvern up there, or Wyvern can kind of rotate between mid and offlane maybe. But
I think if you do dual lanes, it's only with Wyvern. You
Yeah.
can't do it with AA.
AA plus Night
AA, you
Stalker.
want to pull and get experience.
Yeah. I think more likely Wyvern helps mid and Night Stalker's just on his own. But you can't really. I mean, you could aggro try them from Mineski, but then no one matches up well against Doom. Doom wins 1v1 so hard against Slada or Night Stalker.
Even two heroes though, like AA and
That's. I think they need to try.
And-
They need to try lane.
10
if he gets a good
seconds
creep, he's going to be able to
Yeah.
put a lot of pressure on AA. AA is not very good at zoning the Doom alone. He's not very good at zoning him alone. He needs a lot of help from the Slada.
Oh, that's a Justin special. Musica Leshrac coming out, the carry Leshrac.
He likes to play like spell casting.
Yeah.
Hero.
He doesn't like right clickers.
Like right
he
click,
likes.
yeah.
He needs buttons to press to keep himself amused and entertained
He likes what?
and active.
Queen, Storm, Lash.
Yeah.
All his
Yeah.
favorite heroes.
And he likes playing them in like safe lane carry roles. He was playing the carry Leshrac before like people were playing the Lesh as the Imba carry
this
that he
is the
was.
offlane Doom. We've talked about it so much.
Yeah.
Finally, there's going to be
And
one game that we're
we
going
saw
to cover.
we saw one Doom, but it was what 4 position when like
Yeah.
off lane and
Four
then jungle.
position. Yeah, the Tusk was farming in the lane.
So
So let's see if they actually. I'm thinking if they would actually leave the Dazzle with the Doom, so they have Doom plus Dazzle.
Lesh
No-
does really well against Night Stalker. Like has no problems against Night
Yeah,
Stalker.
you don't really need to help the Lash.
ES can roam like one ES gank and Night Stalker dies and then lane secured, and then ES can also pressure the mid lane.
Whereas when you look at Doom plus Dazzle, it's gonna put a lot of pressure on the AA
Yeah.
especially. I think the AA would have a lot of trouble dealing
Yeah.
with those two.
Early
don't-
game looks good for SCT. Like it definitely seems to be where they're maybe going to be
but
stronger.
Mineski's draft is always like that. They have
Yeah.
this timing in the mid game. They have vision control from NS. Slada and SF would be just the general minus armor combo, a lot of damage, right click and spell.
And
Why-
I've seen so many SF games where the SF maybe has that bad start, but as long as you've got the strong mid game, it doesn't matter
yeah,
at all.
the Radiant side as well. It doesn't-
Winning lanes doesn't seem to be as important as it used to be. It seems that team composition and your mid, like not so much like when I say mid game, it's more
Strategy.
like 10 to 20 minutes seems to be like the key part of the game.
strategy and how much you can get done when
Yeah.
your SF has the Mac BKB time.
Yeah.
That is always the key part of the hero right now in the current meta. I think the hero just provides a lot of it for your team though. Very good in the lanes and
Yeah.
good catch up, good AoE for team fights, good right click. He's very like balanced in all the departments. There's no weak face of the hero. I think the only weak face is the level 1, level 2, level 3 in the lane where you get
Yeah.
bullied maybe by Queen of Pain. Or you get
One-
ganked and then you die.
Or there's a Dazzle spamming poison touch on you or something.
As long
Yeah.
as you can get past that
Yeah.
stage, you have a Wyvern to help you out.
Yep.
seconds to battle.
It looks like both teams will be securing a rune apiece. Early ward was planted by the Night Stalker up top with the TP. Although, no, pinged out by the AA, so that was a purple ping, I believe. And we'll see. So, early item pickups, nothing crazy, it looks like. Godz actually itemless. Maybe that is a little crazy. Allowing Dazzle to get boots. The advantage of boots being just you're a bit better at zoning out the Night Stalker
Battle begins.
for Dazzle. And Earthshaker, I guess, doesn't need anything outside of the clarities for his
Yeah,
rotation.
He's gonna fissure for the Doom
Yeah.
as well. Doom is going to look for a creep. Hope he's lucky to get that Satyr creep we talk about a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Ice armor will be good this game. When he finds it later. For the lanes, I don't think you want the ice armor, you want the Satyr. Then later into the game, you want the ice armor.
yeah.
The
The,
ice
wi-
armor.
the Wild King's like the second best maybe for the bonus armor as well.
Yeah.
Well, he wants the big creep because it gives him the most experience. He's not gonna. I don't think he wants to scout out the medium camp. Or do you? If you see a Centaur or Ursa, do you go for the medium camp?
Because you don't want to waste too much time, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you don't want to get the Centaur. The Centaur, the Ursa is very useless, I
Yeah.
think.
Maybe you tell Dazzle to come over and scout the medium camp.
He's not really
Dazzle, come
wasting.
here.
If the Earthshaker is at bottom lane, I
Yeah.
guess then it's fine because they're not wasting
No.
the experience.
true. Shaker can get a fast level 2. Not a big deal. Not like the hero gets that much stronger at level 2, but the main downside for me is if you find an ogre versus like the Centaur and the Ursa give you a lot more XP, get you a faster level 2. So we'll see what he does. Another interesting pickup. Cuckoo has gone Quelling Blade first on Sada, which is very confident that he's going to have an easy lane.
You can get the Stout Shoe anyway.
Yeah,
on the side
and
shop.
maybe just not confident that he can get those perfect last hits under tower. AA is going to be pulling a lot, so you will have the tower last hits happening.
No, let's see.
Medium. He checks the medium first.
He doesn't get.
Oh, he gets 2 bad camps.
Yeah, he doesn't get a good camp at all.
No.
I mean, he can wait for the second spawn.
No.
Do a bit of jungling.
He has to wait a full minute to do so, but we'll be able to clear out the big camp or at least get a stack here, and yeah, we'll look for that respawn and hopefully find something better before going towards this off lane. Gets he gets Ursus. GG.
No luck. And the camp on the left hand side is also center.
Yeah, Mud Golems as well. Like Mud Golems, Satyrs, all bad camps. Even if he goes in the dire jungle, it's a Hellbear, and there's an ogre there, but he doesn't know that for sure. He may make the route
ogre
into
is
the
not
jungle.
so useful early because you don't have the mana pool to sustain it.
And it looks like the Wyvern may get the deny anyways with the double pull, so you're not going to get there in time for it. He does want to go into the Radiant jungle because his Devour is coming up in 15 seconds, and devouring a big creep will get in level 2. So I kind of like this start for him. Look at some of the other lanes. We will see Night Stalker in the off lane. Actually going to get something out of this as he has... Oh no, this is a dire pull coming out from Newmont. Ryu just trying to leech some XP. Already has level 2, but not much more than that. And 2D, not going to lane quite yet, is just going to try and secure that 2-minute rune.
Oh, Mango.
Who's got the mango? Night Stalker?
Yeah.
He's learning. Our producer just suddenly jumps up and down, getting excited over the mango. Gotta get them mangoes. Doom doesn't actually risk going into the Radiant jungle. It is kind of, I mean, against AA Wyvern, there's a lot of damage output.
Yeah, with 3 heroes, they are actually going to be able to control this lane very well.
Yeah,
so I like the decision they actually made. Instead of helping the Night Stalker too much, they choose to focus on the Slala's farm. Because Slala is their main tempo controller with the early blink.
Well, and the dire supports don't really have the ability to rotate easily to pressure Shadow Fiend. Earthshaker
All
normally can,
supports.
but
They're all defensive supports, I guess.
Earthshaker may look to do so, but the offlane's empty, which is where Earthshaker's playing more of the offlaner type role here. Picks up a double TP, TP's bottom, has another one to spare, and will immediately drop a Fissure, which is his mana pool, so this is not going to be a very early game impactful Earthshaker as far as what he can offer to the team, but he is getting XP, at least. It feels like what looked to be possibly a bad lane stage from Mineski is actually going to be just fine for them.
They're going to be very happy with this. They got a lot of stacks for the SF.
Yeah.
So SF and Stada are getting really good farm. That's what they want because they're going to dictate play with their 2 heroes. And space creators are going to look to play a slow pace game with the Doom. You want to focus more on your farm, and then you get level 7, 4 points in Scorcher, then you try and fight. So I think this is really favorable for Mineski.
Oh. The supports themselves being able to stack pull, they're getting some levels at least. We'll see Godz just get chipped out of the lane here. No follow-up from Slatter, who is... Do you just rush a straight blink here? Brown Boots blink?
Yeah,
is there any reason not to?
Maybe you stop for bottle. I think that's about it.
Well, for now, he's not really chewing through any mana, so may go for the bottle after the blink, if anything. Does give you that surprise kill factor on an Earthshaker, who's not going to be expecting to have a 6 or 7 minute blink, which is a realistic possibility in this lane. SF just farming stacks for now, has given the AA the mid lane for some experience. Wanting to make sure that SF can just have that slightly safer farm in the jungle.
So now Doom returns back to bottom after getting his level 3. Trankles and Earthshaker goes back for a babysitting type of role.
Yes. And we would love to try and look to set up some kills here. Velo about to pop level 6. We'll run right into the Night Stalker. Should see neither of these two go down here. It is nighttime, and Velo... Well, he can't really kill Rio. He's not in any danger himself with the Earthshaker backup. And Mineski are just playing the farm game. They've got SF stacking, farming, pulling. He's looking for one last stack on this big camp, and he might just get it. Perfectly done. That's now a 5 stack,
Yeah.
dang. That's often quite difficult to get that 5th stack, but
It depends on what creeps you get a lot. If you get
Yep.
if you
Too
get
many
too
trolls
many
is
range
bad,
creeps,
yeah.
too many range creeps, it becomes difficult.
the trolls in this A tier is not good, which he only has 1 of. So it works out nicely. That's a lot of farm waiting for him, although he's going to wait for his bottle. He's going to probably spam out the lane, grab his bottle, and go farm it. That would be the ideal scenarios for someone on SCT to come in and take it, but they haven't got the heroes to do it. They've got a farming Leshrac. Here we haven't talked much about. Leshrac is gone early Arcane Boots wand. Is this going to be a good game for Leshrac in general, do you think?
He's gonna need like Ghost Scepter against the Sada. And I feel like the Mineski supports can also get Glimmer Cape against the Lash to limit a lot of his damage. Like a lot of SCT's damage come from spell, Earthshaker, Lash, Power Shot, and the Doom as well before he gets Aghanim. So Glimmer Cape will be really useful.
Alrighty.
The Lash has to just focus on getting items that will allow him to survive. I think Ghost Scepter would be something that he should consider seriously.
He wants the Bloodstone.
Yeah, after
Even with
that,
it,
after
yeah.
the Bloodstone.
Glimmer Cape not as good this game for a Lash.
Maybe even you get like the point booster.
Man,
After the point booster, then you get a Ghost Scepter. I'm not sure though, because he's gonna die very quickly to the SF and the Sada.
Alright. And for now, Rio feeling confident in this offlane. He's going to hit level 5 soon and just having that nighttime movement speed. Not looking like he's going to get much done during this first night phase unless a rotation comes his way, which for now is an AA level 4, but no Slider Blink. Slider did stop off for Treads, so not going to see a like Brown Boots naked Blink Rush. And it looks like Kuki wants to pressure this tier 1 bottom tower for a little bit for now. So both teams playing a very passive, like no kills, 7 minutes. What's going on here? We've seen all kinds of aggressive Dota up till now.
Yeah, just very focused on mid lane.
Shackle power. Oh, well, no.
Should be fine.
Just focus fire. Harass comes out and immediate bottle up, and he's even going to send the courier back to base for the bottle crow. Standard stuff. Earthshaker looking for the fissure block, doesn't actually get the opening for it. He's still waiting in the trees here, hoping Ryu pushes far enough forward. If you get the fissure block, you follow it with the stun, you're looking most likely at a kill on Ryu. For now,
Top lane should be the lane that's most likely to get a kill, I think.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And even when Slada gets a blink, he's very likely to instantly TP either top or mid with that blink dagger.
Yeah.
I don't think we could see a kill in the Doom if he's got backup.
Top lane. Oh, he's not gonna be able to land the split off, but I think the difference maker for them right now is Doom is getting more like net worth because of the Devour. But SF is sort of compensating that with all the stacks that he got, and he's going to get early Shadow Blade to help get pickoffs. He doesn't feel like he needs the mech early.
And it just forces more money to be spent on sentries, dust. It hurts SCT as far as how much money they have to spend on countering this item. Doom has smoked up as soon as he hits level 6, so grab level 6, head towards mid, meets up with Goda, and we'll go for a smoke where it looks like SF may be the target. And this is a very small window where Slaughter will not have blink, the TP with the blink dagger, where they can try and find a key pick off.
They can just TP in one hero. Right?
Yeah. Power Shot scouts out the SF, and it looks like they're not going to... They don't want to go deep into the Radiant jungle. They just want to find him at the medium.
They don't have a ward, though. I feel like every time you make this type of smoke, you need to be able to...
Oh, they're going to find SF, though. He walks into them. Fissure block. Perfectly done. And Power Shot off the mark, though. Centaur helps out. He says, I want in on this party.
He's going to try D-line.
No. Not possible. So First Blood comes at 9 minutes in. Whew.
It's worth the long wait for them.
Yeah. Well, this is where, when you talk about Mineski finding their mid-game timings, I feel similarly for SCT. Doom gets his strongest at level 7 when he's got the maxed out Scorched Earth. Leshrac starts to come online with some levels and just stats.
Sada is more than ready to come to fight now.
Whoa. Got tower money. Not just Blink, but we're looking at Blink, Wand, and, like, I don't know, bottle optional, I guess. It's nighttime ending, though. That, to me, is something you'd really wish that Blink came when it could be nighttime as well.
It's still a good timing right now for them to have the Blink, though, even though there's no night anymore.
Yeah.
He's very strong right now.
But SF also can't fight. He's gone for, like, the Shadow Amulet, so he's kind of... He can initiate himself, but the follow-up has to come elsewhere.
It's actually very, very weird that... I thought the timing would be Blink plus Mech.
Yes.
for Mineski, but he's going for a more pick-off centric build.
Radiant's top tower
Well,
is
no
under
darkness available as it was just used as well. So looking just to keep this top tier 1 tower alive.
It might actually pay off for him though if he actually nets a couple of key kills. It's very hard to say whether the Shadow Blade is a good choice or bad choice.
It's too soon for sure.
You need to see whether he gets a kill or 2 kills. Like if he gets like 1 or 2 important kills, then it's gonna pay for itself. It's a more offensive carry-ish type of item build. Because if you look at their lineup, SF is gonna be the primary DPS hero. Sada is more utility, Night Stalker utility, vision control, the gank. They help to secure space. So SF is going to have the room to fill up his items a lot. So going for bigger items instead of just going for mech might be like the reasoning here why he's actually doing this.
Yeah.
And they can actually leave the mech to probably the Wyvern or the A. A has so much gold saved up, it's more or less Midas.
He's not even buying boots. 1500 gold with no boots. It's a Midas. And I like this move. With DD on SF, they're going to pressure the tier 1 mid tower, force out SCT to the mid lane, and that means it's a little bit harder for them to push this top tier 1 tower. And nighttime approaches, which is where Ryu, with the help of the Slatter, will be looking to get aggressive
approaching
again.
in 1 minute.
Yeah. This is the stage where Mineski gets strong again. They'll hit the Shadow Blade as well. So Shadow Blade, Nighttime, and Blink Dagger. All 3 coming up at once.
And now Doom gets his Midas, so they are going to be weak right now for SCT. They just use like 2000 gold on an item that doesn't help them to fight. So Mineski has their Shadow Blade and like you mentioned the Blink and the Nighttime coming for the Stalker.
Yeah.
So Mineski is going to be extremely strong in this night phase.
Yeah.
So does he have the Shadow Blade already done?
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
He's just got it coming out.
Top lane. Top lane.
Blink Crush is there, and Numot gets caught, but a nice counter initiate from Musica. He gets one, and he's not even going to lose his Dazzle. The Grave is there, and Musica can try and nuke himself through the Cold Embrace, and he'll be successful. Oh, what a stun coming out from Justin.
Oh, that was a really key split of that, and interesting skill build as well. He being able to max the stun means that he actually has a lot. It's a lot easier for him to actually land that on 2 heroes. So his skill build definitely paying off there.
And the Lightning, just the big spell that got nerfed the most with Leshrac. So leveling it up, not as you can use it to set up the stun still. It's a 0.7 slow instead of 1 second, but it's very much a value point where you use it to set up your stun only, it seems. At least the way Musica's playing it. I don't know. I like his build. I
think it's like
the slow scales so badly now.
I think it's just
Lightning.
more for the slow.
He's got good. He's going for Edict over the Lightning Storm as well.
This is like the old build, you know. Players used to go do this like stun and Edict.
Yeah, well, it's more like 4-4-0, but Lightning Storm
You
at
don't
least.
get Lightning Storm at all.
Oh, he's been ganked out now. Has the Grave behind him, but he's done for. The Ice Blast hits, and they're looking for a second kill. They know Musica's going to die. They want the kill on Dazzle, and they'll get him to go the way of Mineski. Good jump, and you can't save yourself from that gank unless you've got Earthshaker there ready to fissure immediately, and like Doom also
the thing
available.
is they can't really fight right now because of the window is much towards Mineski's favor right now with their lineup. So even if they had the Shaker and maybe the Doom there, provided you Doom someone, like you want to Doom the Sada before he initiates, which is difficult since he has Blink.
Yep.
And the cast time of Doom is so slow. So I think space creators are just looking to find trades wherever they can right now when Mineski is in a much commanding position in the game.
They're trying to get this tier 1 bottom tower as a trade, which Doom drags a creep wave away, and
They're gonna defend it. This is a good move by Mineski.
no glyph available. It looks like it should go down one way or another. In comes Wyvern, gets power shot after the Shackle of Fissure, and that is gonna be a kill, just barely. Through the Winter's Curse instead of the
Oh, they got the
Ice
Doom
Blast.
though on the side.
Whoa, okay, so Doom went down. It was Ice Blast, and it looks like the Slatter TP'd into the tier 2 and found the kill, so no tower going the way of SCT. It does get down to deny range
It was
as
a
well.
good trade for them. Support for offlane.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they hold their tower, so
This
Yes.
AA is level 8 with Midas already. This is a pretty damn big farm for an AA to have.
yeah, and
And
Mineski,
levels.
Mineski is just controlling the map, making sure that they don't give away trades as well. Because when you're in cruise control of the game, you don't want to be giving away trades. You want to take something and not give anything away. So they're doing really well for now. So Shadowblade on the SF with his level 2 Requiem. He's gonna be able to pick up his Lash alone if there's no sentries.
We'll see how I mean, it's not even about reacting if you're Dazzle. If you get the full blow up, well, it's not going to be just the two. It's not going to be just the one hero. It's the two with the nice blast. And AA will get another kill. So, gets himself up to 1,200 gold already. He can buy a point booster. He is so rich on this AA. Just through... You get so many kills when you're versing Dazzle as AA. It's great. It's like the dream game.
Yeah, gives you even more, you know, more reason to get the Aghanim's early against the Grave.
He's headed to the shop now. I don't see any reason not to pick it up. There are often you see AAs go for other items, be it a Glimmer or Force Up.
If you want to go for another item, it's there's only mostly two main choices. I think you get either you want to get a Force Up against Clock, or you get a Glimmer, or you get like the guard. It's very rare you want to get Mech on AA unless your team really needs to push, and you want to just get the Greaves because no one else can actually get it for your team.
Unless it's Bloodstone. I'm with you with the AA though. I think. The way they're playing this game, it's very much like AA just sits back while the Slaughter and SF can go for the pickoffs. I think it's Smoke O'Clock for SCT. They've just got the Bloodstone on Musica. They probably want to try and fight with like the Doom plus Lesh.
They got the Dagger as well on the Doom, but
you're going to lose Wind Ranger. The big thing is, again, we talked about with MVP Hot 6, you don't want to smoke as 5, which is where Wind Ranger was off on the map alone, just a bit too far off on the map alone. Got the tier 1 tower, so it was a tier 1 tower for her life.
Yeah, but
some space created.
Night Stalker popped the ulti, so the ward doesn't see too much there.
Yeah.
And he was just out of position, even though he had the ward. But right now, you know, we can tell that the Doom, when you play a Doom like this, it's not as effective as what we saw from like Liquid earlier. The safe lane Doom, and you just keep TPing to fights without a Midas. You just max Scorch off and you keep fighting. It feels like the Doom is more of a problem in the game instead of just going for this passive Midas.
Do you think the hero's better as a safe laner than off laner now, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what Empire, when they were playing against Secret, ran him as a safe laner. Both games they
because
picked him.
Then when you actually play him as a safe laner, it gets the gyrocopter type of feeling.
Yeah.
But when you play as an off laner, you don't get so much.
Oh man. Mineski now secure Roshan. I think recognizing that SCT were spending a lot of time at the top side of the map trying to find a pick off, and that's a Radiant side team getting Roche and securing themselves a big advantage here. SF is just out farming the Leshrac by a pretty big margin at this stage. As we'll see a Shadowblade in. Sentry Ward is popped and he'll quickly realize it. There's going to be a follow-up stun. He's going to get chain stunned, and on respawn there's a Doom ready. He's in a lot of trouble here. Blink not online, and he's got almost no escape. Echo Slam. They're actually just leaving him to die, which is probably the right move because he was in way too deep. He had a second to react when he got attacked by the creeps, but didn't really do so. But probably just didn't expect there to be a sentry.
Yeah, he's going for a Lincoln Sphere against the Doom. It's gonna be very defensive, his build right now, but at the same time, he doesn't really need too much items to deal damage because that's the Starter to help him out.
And even supports like AA who can dish out a lot of damage.
Yeah. He just needs to stay alive in team fights, basically. He's gonna get help from the Wyvern, and he's gonna have a Lincolns for the Doom.
A smoke from SCT not gonna achieve anything.
Yeah, but they are not showing it. Even though Doom is not joining them, but he's not. He's showing himself in the lane.
Well, he'll get nothing out of it, and Doom will just go back to the jungle. So back to farming. Does put Leshrac in a good position to kind of progress as far as farm and items go. Sitting on 1,500 gold, already getting a couple of Bloodstone charges. And
I still think Ghost Scepter is really good for him.
Oh, I mean, the main other option you sometimes see is a Yule Scepter, which is one way to break the Lincolns.
Yule's is...
You can also get rid of the amp damage if you use it on yourself, but often that if you're using it on yourself, you set like a Crush or something, even if you get rid of amp damage.
The item feels a lot weaker with the range now, though. I know. Might still be a choice for him, so he can actually set up for the stun. But their team has so much lockdown from the Windrunner and the Shaker, though. I think the Lash just basically needs to make sure that he keeps himself alive throughout the team fights. He doesn't die to the minus armor too quickly.
Definitely wants the Shivers too against these heroes. Just not
I think
normally
it's
your
either
next
that
item.
or he's rushing bots now.
Yeah, but say with the amount of money he saved up, I'm like, yeah, this kind of looks like Travels. It's, I mean, not a bad pickup. It doesn't help you fight in the sense where it gives you survivability, but it means you can be off in a lane and then TP in while your team... It helps you kind of find those ganks because your team can go for kills and smoke on the map while you show somewhere else and you still get there.
Yeah, it's more greedy though. It's
Yes.
more geared towards late game, which right now is what they are planning to go for because they have a Doom with Midas. But Mineski is looking to be as aggressive as possible right now with their early game to mid game centric heroes, and they have a BKB coming out on Cuckoo fairly soon.
Unfortunately, yeah, no Aegis to back it up anymore. As we'll see SCT take over the Radiant jungle, and Radiant Vision right now, they've got 4 wards scattered around the map. They have great intel wherever SCT may move, so it's hard for SCT to find those ganks.
Dagger.
On the Leshrac. I quite like this pickup. It gives him great... I mean, the mobility can definitely help if Slatter is sprinting at you.
I actually think that he can't really go too aggressive against those heroes though. I'm not sure how much the blink will do. It's gonna be good against like finding the Wyvern because he's gonna be the supports that you want to go for first. But apart from that, I think he gets killed way too easily. He needs to rely on the Grave, I guess, right now to keep him safe, but the Ice Blast will always be there.
Yep. Oh, in the top left hand of the map, here comes Doom looking for the SF. No Lincoln's picked up, and that's going to be a Blink Doom. Shackle doesn't land, but there's a Hoof Stomp power shot, and nice kill secure for SCT. As Ice Blast is thrown across the map, and as good as it seems getting a couple kills on the Shadow Fiend, it's not just the Shadow Fiend farming. He's still the top net worth. Slider's doing well. AA's doing ridiculously well. And even the Night Stalker sitting at a pretty reasonable level of farm.
He's gonna have his Aghanim soon, so when that comes online, you're gonna be able to pressure even more. And when you get that, you want to get a gem as well, so you can further constrict their vision and you just control them in their base, or you just restrict them into very limited movements around the map. So that's going to be the second phase of attack for Mineski, the Aghanims. They're going to try to be aggressive when they have that, and hopefully the Lincolns will come online as well, or on the SF. So that's their second timing. Lincolns, Aghanims, BKB on Sada.
Well, even Ags times 2. AA almost has Ags, so I guess 1200 gold is a bit longer.
It's not so big deal, the AA Ags, because right now he's gonna kill regardless. Even if he doesn't have the Aghanims, he's still gonna be able to kill when the Dazzle Graves. I think the more important thing will be the Aghanims on the Night Stalker. That's the biggest upgrade for them.
Yeah, and then you can even throw in a gem and get complete map control, which you often see right after the Ags pick up.
Jesse Bush should probably get it for him, since he's so rich.
I guess. I mean, like you said, the Ags isn't going to be as important, so he's probably telling his team like, "Bro, I almost got my Ags. Don't make me do it." Wyvern could.
You know, this sort of calls are usually done by the captains, where you tell the guy where he's going to finish the Aghanims, and you tell him no.
The Ags isn't it? Yeah, the Ags doesn't actually make much of a difference.
Yeah,
as
if you
far as
have
the
a
game.
Huskar type of game, then you could argue that the Aghanims is more of a bigger item. But in this game, the Aghanims is not as big as the gem on the Night Stalker. So
Well, there's no. Well, I guess the only heals is the. I mean, Dazzle has some heals. Doom has Scorched Earth.
Oh, the Wyvern actually got it. Okay.
Yep. I mean, Glimmer Cape definitely useful against Lesh.
It's useful against the Doom.
It's useful against a lot of heroes, and they're going to say the Ags is more important though, which maybe not necessarily the case, but Ags are more late game oriented items.
And it's going to be daytime soon though, so I think they need to wait for. They have darkness, but they want to wait for the next night phase to be much more certain when they try to take. I think the next night phase they'll have Roshan for them.
Yeah. Well, Rosh will be before the next night, most likely.
Oh.
It's sometime in the next 4 minutes, and nighttime is 4 minutes away.
It's hard to say when.
So it'll be daytime, but they'll have darkness, so they could go for a smoke.
I think they just need to save this darkness for the next Rosh fight. Use the vision to control them. You have Gem. They're going to be able to remove all these wards.
They take darkness. They use darkness now, strangely. Not sure.
They just want to make a move now with the newly acquired BKB and Lincoln. Like I mentioned, this is their timing. They got the Axe Gem.
They want to use darkness for the smoke, so they have the vision.
They have the Lincolns plus the BKB. All items that they just purchased. So
SCT just have to hide here. Like a group is 5, hug a tower, have Earthshaker seeing even further
big
behind.
Advantage for Mineski.
Oh yeah, they can dive the tower. They don't actually care about this tier 2 tower. And
that Ice Blast has to sound an alarm.
Oh, I mean, that Ice Blast revealed the AA's exact line of trajectory where it was thrown from. So they know that AA was somewhere around this bottom lane. SCT are actually charging in. This is ballsy.
They're gonna see one TP top though. This is the time when
Oh yeah, that's why
you
they
want
want
to
to
take
fight.
advantage of it.
Yep.
Because they are
Wyvern
not group up together.
or Win running forward. They want this catch and they'll get it.
Oh,
Easy
Bloodstone.
pick.
That was a really bad timing for the Wyvern. He knew that the SF is already TP'd out.
Yeah. But he can't run away from double blink initiators and win run. He just doesn't have that kind of
He
mobility.
just stayed too long. He was farming with the Splinter Blast. It's way too greedy there.
And SCT late game is scary. You've got Doom, Windranger, Leshrac, who hasn't actually been... Leshrac looked kind of squishy against this lineup, but we haven't seen it yet. Has a plate mail now. We'll be building into that Shiver's Guard.
We haven't really seen too much of like fights going on. It's just
It took 9 minutes to get a first blood, Winter.
Yeah.
This game is
I still
true
think
resident sleeper.
late game wise, or Ryo is gonna get caught. No, he's actually very worried about going in for the kill there.
Oh.
But Ryo is gonna get sorry, not Ryo. What was I? Man, I forgot my trail of thought. During late game, I think it's still all about Ryo controlling the vision and giving the Slada the first move. I think if Slada can make a first move, even if Doom is very powerful, he's still gonna go down with one good initiation.
And you can't rely on the grave because of the
because
ice
of
blast.
the ice. Yeah, because of the ice blast.
Oh, Musica gets caught.
So
It was mid TP and will have to do so. Does he really think he can get out? He has to dodge this ice blast. He walks right into it and time to suicide. There we go. And that means Dazzle goes down with him. So SF did die top lane to a Doom Acceptor. 50-50-ish trade. SF for Lesh. I guess Lesh loses Bloodstone charges, but SF a pretty big kill. Meanwhile mid, Cuckoo now on the chase, wants Godot, and Godot has a totem. He needs to pray he doesn't get bashed. He gets bashed. Okay.
You know, that's why in games you see this sort of thing happen a lot. In the middle lane, the supports are mostly trying to push out the lane and you die. It happens a lot. If you notice in like competitive games.
You're the most pushing out the lane is obviously valuable, and when it's a risky situation to push out a lane, it's best to have a support do it because they're most expendable. Losing a support is like it's
Oh, the gem is gone. This is not expendable.
No bueno. And that was the fast respawn from Musica, so maybe catching Mineski a little bit by surprise. And
that is actually really, really bad for
they
them.
can secure next Roche. It is a max respawn, but
Yeah, Knight is gonna come soon. It's in what, 1 minute 28.
it's in 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Yeah, 28. Minute 28. Knight.
So not really easy to Roche. There's 25 seconds while Night Stalker's dead. They could just go now. They're pinging it. Oh, I don't know if they must have scouted it and seen it's not there, because otherwise they would be in the pit now, I feel. Or they just feel like they can find a kill with this Invis rune. SF is going to walk on in, but have to cancel the Lincolns before you can shackle him. Might focus fire shackle, yep. Power shot to follow, needs backup from his team. Here comes Earthshaker, Fissure to start, Musica with a stun, perfect chain stun. Where's the detection? They've got the gem.
Thanks to the Night Stalker.
And now they can go Roche, I think. Even with Night Stalker alive. We talked about the upset potential, Winter. We're seeing it a bit here. SCT looking good.
They just gave away too much pick off though. I think they were not so coordinated in this game. Night Stalker dying here, dying in the mid lane, giving away the gem. That was a very huge turn of events. They're gonna try and still fight with the nighttime.
They've got the vision. They're going to throw in the Ice Blast. And
this looks good for them if they can get a crush off.
yep, they've crushed Music. He gets the Grape, but the Ice Blast will secure the kill, or at least shouldn't. It looks like SCT just going to hightail it out of there. BKB from Cuckoo. They've now taken the gem right back. So nice move, and something SCT maybe just a bit overconfident with SF dead.
Yeah, they
not
don't
respecting that.
They don't have the damage to actually kill the Roche fast enough.
Musica needed to be able to blink dodge the Ice Blast because you can see it coming in with the gem.
Yeah, they have the gem.
He should have been able to, like, just as soon as you see the Ice Blast coming in, he needed to just blink out of the pit and get out of there. They didn't actually have a. Did they have a ward?
He tried to. He tried to move. I think he didn't see it because they don't have vision. Outside.
Yeah, their vision is.
And you don't have any one of the supports standing outside of the pit, so you don't have vision from the incoming Ice Blast. That's why if you notice some teams, when they're up against AA, they actually put a sentry outside and they have someone stand outside, so they see the incoming Ice Blast and they dodge it.
They should have at least had someone, or a ward up just outside the pit, scouting out that area. Because their ward was much further to the left, which just got bypassed by the smoke. Which
Oh no, Shackle not landing there. Would have secured the kill maybe.
they're looking for the Night Stalker again. No,
Yeah.
trying to get that gem back. Musical gems. Everybody's favorite party game.
So SF is going back for a BKB. So when he has Lincolns plus BKB, then it's gonna be very difficult for the Doom to get in, because they can only rely on the focus fire to break the Lincolns when he has BKB and then Doom. It's not that easy to do that.
Dire's top
He just
tower
wants
is
to
under
be
attack.
able to not get Doom. That's like his item build is just.
There's the one thing they still have for the initiation is the Blink Echo. If you can catch the SF with a Blink Echo, it's
yeah,
worth
but
it.
it's difficult when you're under vision control from Night
Mm.
Stalker. It's very hard for hero like Shaker. It's basically
Yep.
the same like Bat or Shaker when you're playing against Night Stalker. It's very difficult for you to do your job.
Yep.
You want to look for a timing where it's daytime before you actually try and
Well, they're
try
going
and
to leave
actually
the
take a
Aegis
fight.
even for
Yeah.
SF.
SF should take the Aegis. I think he's the most important target to be kept alive in the team fights.
That was a nice Roche too. They had SF show himself top and position really far while the other three heroes took Roche without him.
Yeah, it just feels like Mineski is much more.
They have to be
Please.
careful because that's what got them in trouble, was having him alone for too long.
Jules will go down here. You know, sometimes when you talk about giving away all this, like it's again in the mid lane, right? The support dies.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when you talk about, oh, it's just making space and it's better for the support to die when it's a smoke gang 5-man. But then in this type of situation where there's a bloodstone involved, it becomes costly when even if it's a support dying.
Music is at a low enough charge right now that it's like the one doesn't make a difference, but when you look at the big picture, it's on. They all add up.
And yeah, everything adds up, late game situation. You don't want to give too much away for your opponents. So daytime is gonna come for the Night Stalker, but he still has 40 seconds off his ultimate cooldown. So I think right now you want to get level 16 on your NS, and then the next night phase you'll be very very strong because it will be a very prolonged night phase. And you still have your Aegis right now with you, so once this Aegis expires, it's going to be nighttime again, and you'll probably have your level 16 as well. So this few couple of minutes would be really good for Mineski, having the Aegis for them to actually buy time. They can even look to just farm, I don't really feel like they need to use this Aegis to, we need to fight.
And they're up against a 3-core lineup, but they've got the vision
They
control.
have the vision plus the
it's-
physical. They have the heavy physical damage
Yeah.
lineup, which in late game is all that matters,
Oh,
the
yeah.
physical damage.
And SCT now have gone for items to help them fight now. They picked up 2 BKBs, no damage item for Wind Ranger. It's a BKB pickup, similar for the Doom. A BKB has come online, so we'll see if these items.
He's still gonna die very, very easily
mean-
when he gets amp up. It really doesn't help him.
Not only is
so
there
much.
physical damage, they've got Winter's Curse as well. So like you lock someone in place with Winter's Curse, they're just done for with the physical damage.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised to see the BKB come on Wind
I-
Ranger. I feel like that's not an item that's going to help a whole lot.
I think the issue she's having right now is because she's getting constantly controlled in the fights by the Slada and the NS, so she felt like it's much safer. And not to mention, there's a lot of nuke coming out from the SF if SF is not Doom. So BKB is sort of like a safe choice to ensure that he's able to dish out damage in team fights. And I think for Mineski, the ideal initiation is they get a jump with the Slada, and the Night Stalker goes behind with the vision to control the dazzle, so they can finish the target in front. But right now, again, another 5-man smoke.
I was just about to comment.
What? The
I
teams
know
are
what you
just-
feel about 5-man smokes, and this
the
is
teams are constantly. You only do this if it's like those type of Mexican stalemate where you're doing
Yeah.
Roche, you're trying to
Yes.
get vision. You only do those 5-man smoke at that time.
it may work. Wyvern says hello.
He-
Veils up.
oh my
Sentry
God.
is there. Focus fire will
And
secure it.
It's not the biggest skill, but yet again, it's a bloodstone charge, right? So every little bit adds up, but it's not the biggest skill to give away.
It is
from
also time for SCT to stall out the Aegis, because it means it's 50 seconds where Mineski are down 1, less likely to fight, and you can try and time out the Aegis. But SCT are going to take the fight to Mineski. This feels very risky, even with a 5v4. 2D is trying to position on the high ground, get that Doom off.
No, Musica's running up the high ground.
They haven't scouted out the SF. Coup Hero Crush. 2D won't get off at Doom. And now Velo in trouble. The Requiem is there. He's going to pop the Wind Run, look to scurry. He's just going to BKB TP. This fight's lost, and yeah, Suicide Ice Blast will scout out a few more
That was a
Ryu.
really sloppy push though. They didn't have sentry. They didn't have like.
They had a sentry,
vision.
just not on the high ground, where they
Yeah.
not up on this hill that they ran
That
up.
was not good at all for them.
This is a good position to be for someone like a Doom looking to blink initiate if you've got sentries for that SF.
I don't know, man. That was not good at all for them. I think they needed to have a sentry. Like you need to
Was-
cover basically this area. Oh, you can't. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I can't draw on the map. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You have to cover the left side and the right side with both of your sentries.
So,
Because there's the two possible angles of attack from the Shadow Blade SF.
yeah.
They only had one there in the middle, which I felt was not enough at all. I'm not sure if they actually had extra sentries or if they actually have on the Dazzler and the Earthshaker. They needed to have the whole area covered to be... You know, you can never be 100% safe if you don't see the SF, so you need to cover all the angles.
And SF can make these aggressive Shadow Blade plays because he's got the Aegis, so you've got to expect him to be looking
they were
to
just,
run in with Shadow Blade.
I think they just underestimated the fact that Mineski were trying to fight even though they had 4 heroes. So here comes the tough... This is the toughest phase of the game for SCT. It's Knight, level 16 on NS. This is the phase where it's so tough for them.
You know, in the positive, SF Aegis has expired, but
Yeah, but you're gonna
it's a
be
small consolation.
You're gonna be under a lot of vision control from now on.
And Radiant Vision sees most of their movements. They've got wards in this dire jungle.
So the gem is finally coming out for the Doom, but he doesn't have...
I don't think...
I actually talk about the armor though. The ice armor would be really good, but he so far still hasn't got... There's one ogre, the ice ogre in...
Oh, yeah.
Ice ogre is very good this game.
The ensnare against the BKB.
so-
He can
so.
cancel the BKB Requiem, which is the one nice...
Yeah,
well,
but you're gonna want to Doom the SF anyway.
it can also cancel the Lincolns.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can cancel. You can doom him while he's BKB'd by ensnare into doom. That's a slight use of it. Meanwhile, pick off on Wind Ranger. Oh, that's
the
a.
vision control just led to that pick off.
I think it's justifiable because of the Lincoln's break into doom. If SF tries to go in with a BKB Requiem, you can break his Lincolns and doom him.
Yeah, but the animation is very
Yeah.
long.
The ensnare takes like you got that big wind up, the big pitches throw happening.
I don't know. I just feel like the ice ogre would be more reliable. It gives you your whole team has that +8 armor. If you cast it on everyone, it's something that you
It's
have
guaranteed.
constantly. You know.
It's not like a maybe you make a play and you get to break the Lincoln and cancel. And engaging is such a challenge for this dire side with the Night Stalker vision, and you can see that dire vision here. They see not that far past the racks here. They have to be a bit cautious. It looks like they will back off, TP the Wyvern top, and look to farm a bit more. SF picks up Demon Edge, so
I think late game situation wise is looking much better for Mineski now with the vision control, and item progression wise has stopped quite a bit for the Windrunner and the Lash.
SF is pulling away. We'll go for probably an MKB against Wind Ranger. Yeah. MKB Satanic or MKB Butterfly this game, I imagine.
I think the other choice could be MKB plus Skadi as well.
Oh, yeah.
Skadi would be nice.
More HP just to survive against the Lash. If Doom potentially, which is likely to be used on you. Oh no.
He's definitely the biggest Doom target. You just want to get your Doom on him.
Oh yeah.
And the Doom doesn't have any armor items. That's why he's... Even with BKB, we saw him melted so quickly.
He's sitting on 8
He
armor
is very
already.
weak against the physical damage.
The SF aura alone gets him down to almost 0 armor.
They have what? -25 now? 20 plus... Yeah, 25.
Yeah.
26? Yeah, 26.
And, whoa, AA. Oh, Lotus Orb. I was about to say, I saw a Perseverance and a Recipe. I was like, is this a refresher? Lotus Orb. Obviously, great if you can echo off the Doom, but not even essential to make that happen. Just an annoying, pesky item to deal with. It's that little window where your frontliner SF isn't going to get doomed up because you know he's got the Lotus Orb protection. Jesse Vash is just farming the neutrals while his team pushes. This is great.
You just need to drop your Ice Blast.
Playing
You need
AA
to do so
sometimes,
much.
playing AA can just be like the most pleasant thing in the world
It's like
sometimes.
silencer.
Easy mode, yeah.
The only issue about AA is like the hardest part of the hero is the coordination part. The communication with the team. That is the most difficult part.
Timing,
The
figuring
timing.
out when they're like when you need to throw it, when they're going to go in. Because if you sometimes throw it too late and the fight's broken out and it's not there in time, you may not get the maximum results. Looks like they're going to try and get Roach control. They're headed towards the
Yeah,
directions.
they're gonna spot.
just-
Oh, they didn't spot the wall.
No.
I thought they didn't spot that wall.
It looks like this movement is purely looking to de-ward a bit, but they're not going to find anything. Should give Night Stalker the illusion rune. He's got the gem. Not a big deal.
So daytime looms, but Stalker's gonna have ulti in 10 seconds.
Yeah. It does mean it is daytime for the Roche respawn outside of darkness, which is going to be prioritized around Roshan, so by no means a guarantee. I guess Ryu from here can just pick up a Vlad's or something for his Night Stalker. I really like the Octarine Call, but it's a bit gimmicky. You can just get so much out of like a Vlad's.
Octarine Core is like really good for the vision control, for the darkness cooldown. It's so strong.
It's
But
just such a big investment.
it's
Like
just
you can
very
spend
hard.
2k gold and get guaranteed good item from Vlad's.
I think
but
BKB Vlad's would allow him to do much more
Yeah.
in team fight.
I think
If he do
Octarine
damage.
Core is too expensive. Oh my gosh, what a clutch BKB from Ryu. They commit a lot of ultis for him. They're going to now use a Winter's Curse 2D.
Oh my god, the Ice Blast is gonna hit too!
Yep. Well, Velo also walks into it. He may have been BKB'd and dodged the blast damage, but he's still got the Ice Blast effect on him. SF doesn't have the MKB yet. Velo able to back off a little bit. Has another win run. They're going to chase down. This is actually going all right for SCT. 2D now chases into his demise. The Slada in the front lines gets shackled. Velo, focus firing him down. Needs to win run. Doesn't have it available. Gravel, keep him up for now. Needs to blink. Won't get a chance to do so. He's dead. Godot, Echo, too late. 4 dead. Make it 5. Musica gets brought down. And Mineski say hello. This is our game 1. Our Roshan. Well, no. Our Roshan is respawning in 5 seconds, unfortunately. And our teamfight victory.
Yeah, you could see like the initial fight. They got the Doom off the Night Stalker, but
That was not the
the
hero to
Slada
do.
wasn't there yet. So when the Slada came in, the fight was just over
God,
after that.
I didn't expect Slada to have such a high impact on his arrival, but having an AC for the SF just meant SF just tore
They
everyone
just
apart.
didn't have enough armor though. I think that was the biggest problem.
And if SF had MKB, he would have killed that Wind Ranger so much quicker.
Yeah. It's
It's now up.
just their itemization. Right? I felt like they needed to build armor or something
Yeah.
to help their heroes.
Everyone, yeah, the multiple BKBs. If they had another item on top of the BKBs, like Doom had a Shivers or AC and Wind Ranger had that dataless type item, SCT could take a fight like that, but
Even a casual plate mill would be so helpful, honestly.
they're going to get Roshan and Elena Frax. Just perfect sequence of events going Mineski's way. They are coming in to contest. Fissure will go flying, but SF is committed and, well, it's pretty straightforward for them. Aegis goes Slada's way, cheese to the SF. I don't think it really matters too much who takes which one at this stage. Oh gosh, Wyvern. Flying into no man's land. And we're down to 4 Bloodstone charges, so Wyvern can go back to feeding a bit if he so chooses.
Wow, the
since-
NS actually goes for the blink, so he can actually focus the Dazzle in the, in the far
Yeah.
positions. But Dazzle will be hiding very far from the team fights, so Dagger would allow him to spot him out and actually get the silence off on the Dazzle.
The Tesla hasn't been a huge problem because of the Ice Blast, but you never know when that Ice Blast may not land on the hero you're focusing
I mean,
or
it's just
come too late.
Night Stalker doesn't have to do too much in fights. You either get the silence on the Dazzle or you get the silence on the Shaker.
Yep.
Then your team is just secured the team fights.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to do
It's-
anything to the frontliners or even the Doom because that
It's 8 seconds of no Earthshaker stuns or whatever it may be. So, even being able to blink silence like someone you want to initiate. Oh, I guess Doom can BKB it off. Most of the other heroes can BKB it off.
Earthshaker and the
but
Dazzle will be the
Yeah.
the key targets. The other three is just not so important for him to
Yeah.
silence.
Dire's bottom
true.
tower is under attack.
So Mineski likely to just 5-man down another lane and go for a Rax at this stage, do you think? Or are they not strong enough?
They're definitely
is
strong enough.
SCT's, yeah. The SCT will have a slide edge with a high ground defense, but I don't think it's enough against the Aegis cheese.
It's very difficult though. I think the heroes just melt in team fights again. Too much minus armor, Doom dies so quickly.
Or Wind Ranger.
Even the Lash, the one
It's out
with
of
the
there.
Shiva's guard, doesn't survive very well in front.
The slash is
They just need to
still
make the
squishy.
first
Yeah,
move.
also squishy.
First move is Sada, then he's dead.
Yep.
He's dead.
Velo, MKB. Oh, they need the Ice Blast now. Grave came out and the Doom onto the SF, who cannot pop the cheese while this is happening. Just needs to back off and get away and survive it. It looks like Earthshaker will be finished off for now. It's A 4v3 Ice Blast at the Fountain. Not gonna catch out Tootie. He's gonna salve up. Look to rejoin the fight as soon as possible. SF will survive this Doom, no problem whatsoever. Rio on the front. Gonna be okay. Cuckoo re-engages. Gets another crush off on a couple. That was the Aegis down. He's got a harder Trask. He is just so damn tanky. The Cold Embrace now kicks in as well. And that's a lot of heal coming out from a Cold Embrace when you're seeing on 3k plus HP. 2 hero crushes there. 2D and Musica out of firepower. Musica's got no mana, and that's a team wipe. That's GG. Game 1 should be secured for Mineski.
Yeah, very solid play in the end. They made a few mistakes in the early stages when they were in control. They gave pickoffs left and right. SF and Night Stalker gave away 3 important kills and they lost a gem. But eventually they were able to still secure the game control. They made good movements to secure. They actually reclaimed the gem out of a smoke movement against SCT, and it was also partly SCT being like overextending in the middle lane where they got a pick off and they thought they were actually really strong. They didn't have appropriate sentries to deal with the Shadowblade SF. So I think overall they just had a really solid draft over.
Yeah.
Very good, team fight. Very good early to mid game. Like even if they made all those mistakes, they were still fine.
Yeah.
In the game.
Well, that was game 1. Well, what's happening in the other game? We had RRQ versus Signature Trust, which is in game 2 maybe. Looks like it might be game 2. I'm not sure exactly. That was a fairly long game 1 coming out from this series. So let's see if we can get some results from RRQ's game that was happening. It looks like no updates yet. So RRQ versus Trust, that's happening. You guys can watch all these games in Dota TV as we are here at the BTS Hub. But we'll probably take a quick break and then hop ourselves into game 2 of Mineski versus Space Creators. See if Space Creators can bounce back. Mineski in good form. I mean, you talked about them. They're consistent, which is something you rarely say about Mineski.
Yeah, they
for 3 years we haven't said that.
But they still have this tendency of making mistakes when they are ahead, when they're in control.
Yeah.
Like there are a couple of hiccups even with the series before when we were casting the Mineski versus Phoenix game. There were still mistakes, like small mistakes left and right, but overall the team has been much better compared to the years, and they are much more consistent.
Okay, well, we'll take a break, guys. We'll come right back with game 2.